relive those experiences in giving their testimony. But that testimony is often crucial in a case against someone.
Right.
But so yeah, I think that's great that uh, there are dogs out there like that. So with that specific purpose in mind, because again, too many of them get away, in my opinion. And if a victim is able and willing to come forward, like we need to provide them with all the resources that we can to make sure that they can give an accurate and um, full, for lack of a better word, an accurate and fulfilling statement. So
Right. Um, and like you said, this is kind of a very unique use for a therapy dog. Um, my thought when I first decided, once I saw that Charlie was really good with that kind of stuff, my first thought was like, oh, I'll take him into hospitals. Because a lot of times therapy dogs, for those of you that don't know, therapy dogs are usually in hospitals, and they're not necessarily going around for the patients. A lot of the time they're going around for the family. Usually they'll go around from waiting room to waiting room. Sometimes they do patients. It depends on the dog and the temperament and things like that. Um, but a lot of them are there for the family. Because sometimes you've got someone waiting, that just went into surgery. Sometimes you've got, people who have just been diagnosed with something serious, or what have you. So this is a very crucial, or a very crucial thing that we have. Um, but I never, like you said, I've never thought of using therapy dogs for this purpose. The fact that there's already something devoted to that, at least in the county that we're talking about, Orange County, I don't know if there's anything like that around here or not. But I think it is something that is needed because, like you said, you've got usually crucial testimony against someone, and it's super hard for a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of um, sexual crimes and um, things like that that go just on, like, nobody talks about them. There's I don't know exactly the statistics, but I know that there's a lot of people or a lot of women that are raped but don't report it.
yeah,
Or there's domestic abuse and it's not reported. And those are some very serious things. So the fact that you know the people who did or who were able to get the courage up to report it and are have to relive that experience have this tool at their disposal, I think is pretty amazing. Um, but it's just sad. I mean, if you look at the pictures, and Matt, I don't know if you got a chance to see the pictures or not.
I took a glance at him. Yeah,
Um, but it's a beautiful dog. And there's a couple pictures where he kind of looks, he looks happy, but then there's other ones where he looks sad. Like the one with him and his owner, he's got his mouth open and it's almost like smiling.
mm-hmm.
Then you've got some other ones that they took where he's kind of like looking up, at you. Um, it's a beautiful dog, but you can clearly see right on his muzzle where the wire was wrapped around.
Yeah, the scars are
Mm-hmm.
pronounced. Be
Very
kind.
much so. Um, and the fact that you know Patriot had to have a whole bunch of surgeries just to be able to do normal things.
Yep.
So on the other hand here, it really irritates the crap out of me when there's a dog that's abused or neglected. I mean, my parents, like I've said before, they pretty much left their dogs in their house, and they called me and they said, "Hey, take him to the Humane Society." I'm like, I'm not taking our 10-year-old dog to the Humane Society because they're gonna put him down. Not doing it. Well, and you're in charge of him. What? I'm 10 minutes away. I don't go into I don't pass by your house unless I'm on my way to and from school, which was only twice a week. Um, and so I was like, what? Why? My mom just kind of picked up and decided she was moving. So I found a home for all the dogs, or for two out of the three. The third one somebody else found a home for. Um, Actually, one of them, our family dog who was 10, stayed with me until he died about a year from the time that he died for about he was at the house for about half a year until the power got shut off.
Hmm.
Um, and it got cold, and I he couldn't stay in the house anymore because there was no power and it was cold, and so then I took him to my grandma's. Was trying to find a place to take him that wouldn't put him down, and my grandma told me I could keep him. Kept him for about a year, and then he passed away from some form of cancer. I think it was pancreatic, or I don't know, some form of cancer he passed away from. Then one of them was a there was two pits and a blue heeler. Blue heeler was the family dog that was about 10. The other two were pits. One of them went to my brother's friend's girlfriend, and then the other one I found a home for. It was a girl that I was interested in dating a while back. It went to her dad. And I've been getting updates for a long time. They've taken really good care of her. And then they recently had to put her down because they found out last year she had cancer, and um, so she was just to the point where she couldn't get up anymore. She wasn't. She just was miserable. So they had ended up having to put her down. Um, and my friend felt so bad because she doesn't live with her dad anymore. She lives with her mom. Actually, I think she said she lives with her boyfriend, but she doesn't live by her dad. And she's like, "I'm so sorry." She said, "I just found out, they, blah 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 blah." And I said, "It's fine. I didn't want to be there, but I just wanted to know. She's your dog. I just wanted to see how she was doing." And so it kind of that turned into more of a friendship, between the two of us than anything else. But um, it was nice seeing how good she was doing. But I mean, I kind of felt like that was a little bit of like neglect because they just kind of up and left. And I mean, to this day, they'll still sit there and go, "Oh, well, we told him, take him to the Humane Society." I said, "Well, no, you had dogs, and even though they weren't, you didn't buy them. It was my brother brought home a pregnant pit bull, and we, found home for most puppies except for three. But it's kind of like, no, listen, because they took one of them with them. They still have one. Um, but they were like, hey, but I'm like, you had dogs. You could have arranged something before you, because my stepdad went back to trucking, and then my mom just picked up and decided she was gonna go. And I'm like, no, you could have waited another year. You could have. There's several things that could have happened. Um, but I mean, that's not nearly as bad as it could get. There's so many organizations. You got the ASPCA. And then there was a picture that just made me sick a while back of a pit who had his ears cut off, his ears and his nose cut off while he was still alive. So I mean, there's a lot of people who do not deserve to have dogs.
There's some owners who are just, at least to me, inexplicably cruel to
Hmm.
the animals. And then, but I think, again, it's probably more often than not, it's instances where the owner's not fully ready to handle all the responsibilities of owning an animal.
Well, and
So,
I mean, sometimes I feel like, you know, I treat Charlie fantastic,
yeah.
but sometimes I feel bad when he's left in his crate all day because I'm at work. But if I can, I get someone over here to let him out. And there's times that he's in his kennel probably more than he should be, but compared to everyone else, he's got he's a very well treated, and we spoil him. It's really apparent we spoil him. I mean, we get two baskets, like laundry baskets full of toys,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets a box in the mail every once a month
Yeah, I saw
with
those
new
boxes.
toys
Yeah.
and treats in it. And I just found one that I want. It's a box full of you get like movie memorabilia in it, And I said, well, my dog gets a box every month. Why can't I? But no, and it is sad to talk about, but there are people out there who should, to me, shouldn't own animals.
Yeah.
Um, but then there's people out there who maybe don't have as much time as they probably should, but spoil their animals and take really good care of them otherwise. But I mean, if you ever saw, I think you saw the movie The Dog's Purpose, right?
No, I did not.
Matthew. And why did you not go see the fabulous movie? And if
I
you would say because it was related to the TMZ video, I'm gonna scream.
think I heard of it, but I don't actually. I don't
The
remember.
A Dog's
So
Purpose video movie?
it was recent, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was like,
I heard of it.
how did you not watch it?
I'm not really into dog movies, to be honest. To me, dog movies, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with them. It's just not my cup of tea most of the time. It's like I'll watch it, I'll like it, but it's like a sports movie to me. It's
Well,
always the same. It's always the same movie, and I enjoy it, and it makes me feel good
this
inside. And
this one was different though.
yeah,
This was actually a very different movie. It was a dog who was looking to discover his purpose over the course of several different lifetimes. So it wasn't just about, technically, it wasn't really about one dog in particular. It was about the spirit of one dog. It's like he started off as like,
oh, wait a minute. I've heard of this before.
I would have been shocked if you hadn't.
I think. I've heard of the movie, but I think it was nope, I'm thinking of a different book.
It was a book before.
It was a book. I'm thinking of a different book though. So nope, I never I don't know anything about this. Never mind.
Oh, this was a really good movie.
I'll wait for it to come out on Netflix.
Well, you might be waiting a while.
You know.
The way Netflix is coming. Although, anyway, no, it was a movie where it had Josh Gad in it.
Yep.
But it literally I don't even remember how many different dogs there were. There was one short in the beginning. There was one that it was was the main dog. A lot of the movie was spent when he was Buddy the dog. And it shows him growing up with his owner and from like a puppy and all the way until he grew old and passed away. But then like he turns into, I think at that point he turned into a German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a police dog. And it's a good movie. I think you would enjoy it.
I'll check it out eventually.
I don't think it's because like I said, it's a different. A lot of dog movies, it's about one dog, and he's just kind of like all the mischief he's gotten in over the span of so long, and then something tragic happened. No, this is literally like he was I think he was a corgi at one point. He was what dogs were in that movie? I'm trying to think. I know for sure he was a German Shepherd, and then I think when he was Bailey, he was a Golden Retriever. Yeah, he was a Retriever. And then I think what are the dogs with the short legs? Not the long body, but the kind of bigger body, big head, and pointy ears.
Don't know.
I think it's a Corgi.
You said there was some controversy over this though?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah. I remember hearing this. Yeah, because okay, they saw a video like
No, TMZ photoshopped a video.
okay.
Or whoever photoshopped a video. Because it wasn't TMZ, it was a guy that was on like helping with production. This happened before the movie came out and a little bit during the movie, like when the movie came out.